I don't know if you guys saw what I posted on my Instagram, or our Instagram, excuse me.
Wow.
Wow.
The truth comes
but
out.
it was it was on that like shitty movie details Reddit, and it was like it was a picture of King Kong with like a giant wiener, and it was like in the original filming with King Kong, he had a giant wiener, but to keep the PG-13 rating, they had to remove it. It does make you think, man, what does a gorilla's penis actually look like?
Probably like a massive penis.
I'm going to look one up. Stand by.
Well,
Oh, my. Well, let me just tell you, it's not too far from my home. Am I right? That's why they called me the silverback in high school. You know what I'm saying? Wow. There's some strange articles here. Average penile size of an adult gorilla. Let's not go down this rabbit hole.
20
let's not
minutes
go down this
later,
rabbit hole.
Danny, can we?
Let me just tell you, they did Ken doll them a little bit. Gorillas, when they're walking around, they do have some stuff hanging. It's not a lot. I mean, it's not like grossly noticeable, but on something like King Kong,
You would know.
he'd be hanging. He'd be hanging brain.
Kong.
He'd be hanging brain for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Well, they did Ken doll King Kong a little bit, which is, of course, going to decrease our ratings on this by at least 1 point.
Yep.
It has to. Free the nipple. Hashtag free the
Kong
gorilla wiener.
The Kong D.
Free the Kong D. All right, guys, we are here. You saw the thumbnail. You heard the intro. Godzilla vs. Kong 2021 just came out like a month ago. We finally got to watch it on HBO Max, so Chris and I are here. We are up for the review. As always, if you have not seen Godzilla vs. Kong, guys, click off of this. Go give it a watch and then come back. This is your full spoiler warning. This will be a full review. And one more thing before we get into this. As always, if you wouldn't mind, we always appreciate leaving a thumbs up on this video. If you're just now watching us for the first time, check out some of our other stuff.
Scruff.
The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue. Check out some of our other stuff. I keep saying leave a subscribe. YouTube is very complicated in the lingo you have to come up with. Go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, thumbs up, thumbs down, fair is fair. We always appreciate it. Chris, Godzilla vs. Kong. I liked this movie. There was some absolute mind-bending loopholes that somehow we have to look past throughout this whole thing. I guess when you're looking at a movie on the premise of a giant monkey fighting a giant sea dragon.
Exactly.
Some of the biggest things, let's just get them out of the way because I don't want to gripe on them the whole time, and I know it's going to bother me. Number one, where did the light source come from in this like core world?
I thought they were going to bring that up. Yep.
How is there light down there? Where is the sunlight coming from in this little core planet?
What?
Also, as somebody who spent 4 years in Pensacola doing my undergrad, that was not Pensacola, Florida. Maybe that's supposed to be like Pensacola from the future, but dude, they made that look like fucking New York City, dude. They're like pulling up and there's this massive skyline. That is not Pensacola, Florida. So all the Pensacola natives can, I'm sure, attest to the fact that there's no way that was shot on site. Or if it was, they definitely edited in that skyline because there's not that much of a downtown in Pensacola. No chance. All right, man. So we watched it, Godzilla vs. Kong. I kind of knew we were getting into. It was just going to be a slugfest between two.
Yeah, it's a kaiju
beasts. Movie. Exactly. What'd you think overall? Like first impressions. Did you like this one, or were you pretty ready for it to be done?
I mean, I didn't hate it for sure. Like, I guess I was just more so wanting it to go from like fight scene to fight scene. Like, I didn't care about any of the plot development because none of it made sense.
Same.
None of it really made sense to me. I was just like this. If you're basically only watching it for the fight scenes because you just want to, like, I feel like the entire movie could have been condensed to like a 20-minute fight scene and I would have been like, cool, watched it.
Cool, awesome, and it's done.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about
visually there were some amazing scenes. Like the cinematography has always been great for all of these, but yeah,
visually and actually, what's the word? Auditorily, audio-ish. The audio in this really did a good job of giving you a sense of scale because everything's so bassy and rumbly and all their shots are so just like everything reverberates. You really feel like you're dealing with two massive monsters throughout this whole thing. And I think some of that can be, you can attest to the fact that it was, I think some of it was just because of the quality of the audio in this whole thing. But let's talk about that a little bit because I feel like that's a qualm that a lot of people have. I know a lot of people have major issues with the loopholes. Like we said, you can't really look for loopholes in a movie about a giant gorilla and a giant sea monster, essentially. where I will say the movie fell a little bit flat for me was the actual lack of Kong versus Godzilla. I was kind of let down by the lack of fighting between the two.
Also, spoiler, everybody, or like all of the people from like the company, when the ads and stuff were coming out, like because they hyped this movie the hell up. They put at one point, they were like, there's definitely only going to be one winner. It's going to be Kong or Godzilla. They're like, and I watched this movie and I was like, they're both still alive. You fucking lied.
They did the like Team Kong, Team Godzilla, like who will reign, blah,
and
blah,
they were
blah.
like, oh, we meant there's the third one and we meant he was going to die. Like,
yeah, like, oh, the Mecha Godzilla is going to die. It's like, this is fucking stupid. I want to see one of these things die. Yeah. I don't care which one it is.
Animal cruelty, come on.
And it's not even animal cruelty, dude. Well, I guess it kind of would be, but like these things are fighting each other. This is like, it's like two wildebeests fighting in the wild. You know what I mean? This is like they're battling each other for territory, basically.
There you go, guys. You heard it.
But
Danny is a large game hunter who likes to pose with pictures of them.
Who likes to pose with pictures of rare giraffe and lions. You heard it here first.
There's
I just like kind of push like a mount off the wall behind me. It's like a mount of like a giant giraffe's head. Like, oh. So yeah, I will say, I mean, dude, in this whole movie, which was supposed to all be predicated on these two giant beasts fighting the whole time, there was like maybe 30 minutes max of them actually fighting. I don't even know if there was that much. And to be fair,
I think it was like 20-something minutes.
The first battle was so stupid. Why would they ever think that King Kong had a chance fighting him on a boat?
On a fucking aircraft carrier. Also, how much weight can those things carry? Holy shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, there was some serious scientific flaws in this movie.
Yeah.
King Kong launches from one to the other, and that thing just takes it like it's a fucking... like a pool toy.
Like, what about all the people inside the ships? Like, they were
dead.
Like, Jesus!
They're all dead. Yeah, they're all dead immediately. There's no hope for any of them. That was so ridiculous. Like, yeah, let's take King Kong into the ocean, because monkeys are notoriously good for swimming. I don't know if anybody's ever been to the zoo, but hey, open your eyes next time. What are all the monkey exhibits surrounded by?
Monkeys
okay, fine.
have
What are
tails, Danny.
Oh my God! Apparently, monkeys have wieners too, and apes don't. So, what are all the ape enclosures surrounded by, people? Water. They're all surrounded by moats. Do you know why that is? Because apes cannot swim. Their muscles are too dense. They cannot swim. You'll never see a gorilla swimming around in a river. It doesn't happen. They can't swim. It's like if you go to Animal Kingdom or any zoo. It's legitimately true. I'm gonna look it up. Okay. Stand by. There is a pretty awesome picture of a gorilla sitting in some water, but it says, like the other apes and humans, gorillas cannot swim naturally. Therefore, they avoid large bodies of water in rivers. However, in zoos and sometimes even in the wild, young and adult apes like to play with water. So gorillas can't swim, dude. So let's bring him to the fucking middle of the ocean and let him battle a sea monster. Yep. Like, that was so stupid. I was sitting there watching, and I was like, this is the dumbest move. They're like, yeah, we need him to fight Godzilla and kill Godzilla. So maybe let's bring him to, like, I don't know, Arizona or a jungle where the fucking monkey likes to be.
I love that they can design these insane anti-gravity tunnels and ships and stuff, but they can't make a container that was designed specifically to carry a monkey across to wherever they need him to go. They were like, aircraft carriers, right? Let's just get a few of those.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, it's cool. Let's just haul them up on a giant helicopter net and dump him into the ice. Like, this whole thing was them just abusing King Kong. It's like, let's take him to all the environments that he's not at all comfortable with naturally. I will say the world that they created, what did they call it? It wasn't Middle Earth, obviously, but it was something like, it was like Middle World, Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
The design for Hollow
theory,
Earth
by the way. That's an actual theory that people have.
That there's like a chasm at the core of the Earth where like Earth's magnetic poles equal out or something.
Yeah, there's actually there are explorers who have said that they have journeyed there and come back, and that when they went there were civilizations of humans that were taller than us and more advanced, and they had telekinetic abilities, and they came back, and when they tried to find it again, they never found it. So
yeah, you know what they call that, Chris?
Drugs,
absolute
opium,
bullshit. Yeah. Absolute nonsense. Hey, but you know what? You know what? I'll bite. If they are there and King Kong is there, hopefully he's as friendly to people as this one was. I will say though, the hollow Earth concept,
Like there's no core.
Random,
there's no core to the Earth. Whatever.
it would be so fucking hot down
Yeah.
there, regardless of the magnetism or whatever. The core all around. Like, do you know how far we are from the molten core of the Earth?
Yeah.
Like the mantle and crust and all these layers. Do you know how big those things are?
Yeah.
They're like thousands of miles
We
deep.
are the skin of the apple.
Yes.
And yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's
So, dude, even if you were in this hollow Earth and it was like somehow a chasm that had oxygen, which, no. But even if that happened, absolutely not. And even if it wasn't full of water or magma or whatever, dude, it would be so fucking hot in there from the core being like all around you, we would melt. We would absolutely melt. But anyway, aside from the science loopholes, the design of it I thought was pretty amazing.
Yes.
How he could like jump up right to where the gravity equalized and then pop back down the other way. It seemed like a world that was perfectly suited for this giant ape creature.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
convenient. Yeah, it was like I don't know. Okay, so this is where I start going into like some of the other. So our boy Garrett Edwards, who did Monsters, we just released that. He directed Godzilla, the 2014 I think Godzilla, and when I saw that, that was a monster movie. It was a kaiju movie with actual substance, and you know, like you can't go past a certain point. So it's not like, you know, like, oh, Oscar worthy. The cinematography was phenomenal, and every one of these movies that has come out since has paled in comparison to that film. They've tried to match the cinematography, and Kong Skull Island did okay. There were some really cool shots, but overall, the movies just haven't had the same level of directing and quality as that Godzilla. And one thing that Godzilla had was that everything felt believable. The more and more we got into these movies, the less and less believable. And now in this one, like we saw creatures that I feel like just didn't feel as if they could actually exist. You know what I mean? Like Monster Zero in the original Godzilla, not the original, but the 2014 one, that weird creature thing that he fought in that one felt real. It felt like some weird insect thing that might exist out there somewhere.
Yeah, felt feasible.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mothra kind of felt, you know, I mean, it was basically just a giant moth. But I don't know, like every monster after that, like was that Monster Zero? No, that was Muto. Monsters, what the hell does Muto stand for? Motu? Whatever. Monster Zero is the one that I didn't believe, which is the Hydra thing. Like that, it looked kind of stupid as like a dragon. Like it was just like, I don't know, some dragon design. They need to watch Reign of Fire and just do that, because those are the best dragons I've ever seen in my life.
Godzilla boring a hole to the core of the Earth.
How
with his
long
beam,
would that take? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking crazy. Some of the stuff that happened in this movie, and like then they're acting like molten lava wouldn't just come flying up through that hole that he bored. Like, dude, there's just a lot of stuff going on in this movie that there's
and it's
no
funny
fucking
because
like no way.
All of that, like I was like, okay, you know, like we don't know what it's made of. That ray that he shoots, like okay, but for me, the part where I just completely lost it was when with the human race, which we can't even go to Mars yet, somehow has created these quantum tunnels, and they don't kill you with all the G-forces. And on top of that, these like the machine, like they drop out of the tunnel, and then the thing stabilizes and then it flips upside down, and then like what are these ships that they have created? What is this beam that shoots behind them? Like what is this Tron shit?
And Godzilla apparently can just go through that by himself. Like apparently he's indestructible, except when or sorry, King Kong can go through that by himself. Apparently he's just indestructible unless Godzilla's fighting him.
That's when I don't know. That's when the movie kind of lost me. I was like, there's no like giant monsters. Okay, radioactivity, I'll buy it, whatever. But like once you get into like
some level of believability to this thing,
but like anti-gravity
in there,
like. But here's the
thing: some
level
of plausibility.
All of that, I'm pretty sure, is in line with the original Godzilla from the 50s or 60s or whenever it was made. A lot of like, you know, the beams and everything, that's all homages to the original. So, you know, science fiction back then was very different. You know, like it wasn't until more recently that we started trying to get into like more science in the science fiction, because a lot of the stuff that we thought of back
Yeah.
then is now becoming real technology to us.
True.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe 10 years from now, we're gonna be like, why didn't we believe that?
Yeah. Let's talk about the cast on this one a little bit. A couple things that I thought were pretty interesting. Number one, this kid who we first saw in Deadpool 2.
Yep.
Then we saw him as Krampus in the Christmas Chronicles 2, and now we're seeing him in Godzilla. This kid is everywhere.
Yeah.
This Julian Dennison kid is freaking everywhere, which is hilarious. Also thought it was interesting that Millie Bobby Brown was in this movie, and yet I feel like somehow she wasn't like the focus of this movie. I don't know. You
Yeah.
think like she's such a hot like commodity right now in the movie world. Like that could have been weird. That sentence. I'm pretty sure she's like 16. So that got weird. She's such a like. What I meant to say was she's such a popular actress. She's almost like the female Tom Holland right now.
Yeah.
Where she's just really big. She's everywhere. It was interesting to see her in this and have her somehow not really be like the main focus of this movie.
Yeah, she was
They
in
did
the
a
one
pretty good job
before.
of. Right, she was. Yeah, I'm trying to remember now. I watched Skull Island, but like not the whole thing, and then
It's fine. You didn't miss much.
yeah, I know. But it seems like until like I feel like once the new season of Stranger Things comes out, she'll be like the biggest thing
Yeah.
on screen again. For a while that she always ramps up around Stranger Things time. The guy who played Bernie, this Brian Tyree Henry, was hilarious.
The black
he
dude?
was like the conspiracy theory black
He was
dude.
amazing,
He was
dude.
so
I
funny.
think he made the movie, in my opinion.
From the character acting standpoint
Yeah.
and like not just the Godzilla vs
Yeah.
Kong, he made the movie 100%, 100%. But dude,
When
I
he's
just
all
couldn't
talking
get over
to them
the
through the
fact.
glass and they're like about to shoot it. It's like, I can't hear you.
I couldn't get over the fact that there just wasn't enough Godzilla vs Kong.
Yeah, in the
And
movie
you
called
make a good,
Godzilla vs. Kong, yeah.
Yeah, and you make a good point, dude, that they really ramped it up. Like one of these guys was going to be the last one standing, and there's going to be no chance that.
And
we're
then
gonna
at the
have
end, they
another
just
one
like
of
pull
these.
the rug out, like, oh, we got you.
Yeah, they're both alive, and it's so. I guess technically you could say Godzilla won because he kind of like backed down King Kong.
Yeah.
and then King Kong submitted to him.
Also, King Kong
But
talked
then-
once. He said home. And
Like through sign language.
no, he said the word home, and then they were like, did he just talk? And then that's it. Like they pulled a Caesar from Planet of the Apes, but didn't elaborate on that at all.
Whoa, I didn't even remember him talking. I
Yeah.
thought he just did like the Coco the Ape thing and like signed it. He's like, home.
No, he signed it and then he said it. His
Oh,
exact
shit.
words were, Caesar is home.
E.T.
Ape strong together.
Ape strong together. I don't know, man. It was okay. I mean, it was okay, people. The CGI was really good. I thought visually everything was there. I thought the audio on this was really good too. The acting was okay. I thought Bernie carried it.
I will say and this is probably going to be a topic of debate for a lot of people, but I feel like the design of Godzilla is very comical. Like he's got a tiny head, and then these fat arms, and then a thick booty. Like,
Dude, he's got an absolute dump truck behind him, man. He is stacked. So, okay, question for you. Take what happened in this movie out, and we know what we know. We have the Godzilla from this movie and the King Kong from this movie. Let's just say it's even playing field. They're on turf. They're on the land. Who do you think actually would win in a battle between Godzilla and King Kong?
Godzilla. I think
Because of the beam?
because of everything. I mean, he's dude. King Kong. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but that axe that King Kong carries is, I think, one of the scales of a Godzilla creature.
Oh, dude, I did
Yeah,
not
it's
notice
one of-
that.
it's
but
one of
that's
the back
fucking
things, the
awesome.
plates. Because
Because
they
it can like
mentioned-
absorb his beam and everything.
Yeah, they mentioned
Dude,
that
yes.
that there were a bunch of King Kong ape things, whatever they were, and then there were Godzilla things, and they all went to war with each other, and these two are the last of their kind.
Damn, I did not notice that was like
Yeah.
the scale of a Godzilla.
But I love
did
that.
not, dude. That actually makes that axe way cooler.
Oh
It
yeah, no, it
already
was
pretty
sick,
cool.
and that's why when he charged it up and stuff. But like, I'm also thinking, I'm like, how, like this, I just, as smart as they made this ape, this giant ape to be, I don't see him creating any of his people creating a throne and a power
Yeah,
source.
they've like got him entering the Stone Age in the middle of the world, basically, but then he's not quite there.
I don't know. It was just like, how did you create any of this? Like, how did any of your people create any of this? Like,
how did you craft this functional door to this little kingdom
Yeah.
that you have, and how did you craft this throne, and why are you sitting on it?
Well, meanwhile,
shouldn't you
he's
rather-
like, he just takes a stump and peels off all the branches and uses that, like as a
Right.
spear. Like
Yeah,
they set him up
That's
to
like
be
a
this
fucking
like
toothpick.
they set him up to be this like prehistoric primal creature, and then we're supposed to buy that, like, by the way, super intelligent, by the way, like
right, super intelligent,
highly advanced, more advanced than humans.
We all evolved from Kong, Chris. We are Kong. Yeah, I didn't really buy that either. I don't know. You know what the thing is, though, man? King Kong is so much faster than Godzilla. And Godzilla
True.
has a serious problem with arm length. Like, Godzilla's arms are so short. I do kind of feel like if King Kong gets on his back and gets him in a chokehold, not really a whole lot that Godzilla's going to be able to do, man. Maybe. It depends on the flexibility of that thing.
Also,
We're
if
gonna
he
have to
does
do a little research into this.
the thing that he did to Mothra, or not Mothra, God, what is
She-Ra?
the name of the three-headed Godiva? Whatever.
Kadira or something
Yeah,
like that.
I wanted
Ghidorah.
to say Godira, but whatever he did to the three, to Godiva, Ghirardelli, whatever he did to Ghirardelli, with like the pulsing like atomic bomb thing he was doing in the last one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like Kong has like a lot of like speed and dexterity and stuff, but then you have, you know, ray beams and nuclear.
Yeah, the ray
you know.
beams seem like an unfair advantage in this
Yeah.
world that we've created. The ray beams do seem a little bit intense.
Yeah.
But,
They can bore to
but
the center
if they
of the
would
earth.
if they would give King Kong his penis back, I think that would do something
Godzilla
in
would
the
give it
form of
one
a
look
weapon.
and turn around. Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If this is all about alpha versus alpha,
Yeah.
I think that based on what I saw over here, we're good.
Yep.
Now, also, Godzilla can function in land and sea. King Kong cannot. He can only function on land.
But
so,
did
I don't know, man.
Godzilla
It's a good
create
fight.
a giant door? No.
Well, we don't know.
that's
Where's the Godzilla home? You know what I mean? We
Can you
really don't
imagine
know.
like a giant Godzilla just like hammering away at something?
That's what I'm saying. Like, picture a bunch of King Kongs in the middle of like this earth, just like toiling away, like going to their day job, just grabbing their briefcase and walking out to work while the king like sits on the throne.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So, all right, this one was received. I'm actually not gonna lie to you, dude. This one was received better than I thought it was gonna
Really?
be. All in all, like all things considered. So, what do you think this one got from the audience score? What do you think this got from the critics? And then what do you think this got on the audience
Critics,
score?
I want to say, is somewhere between a 50 and a 60%.
It's surprisingly high, man.
Wow.
74% from the critics, which
Okay.
I thought was pretty generous considering they usually rip
No.
these movies apart. What about the audience score?
The audience, I feel like it's higher than a 70%.
It is higher than 70%. I'm almost kind of shocked. Well, I'm not because Rotten
I'm
Tomatoes
gonna
is
be
all
like,
over the
I'm
place,
gonna
but
say
dude,
77, 79.
91.
What?
91%. For those of you that follow this channel and you listen to us tell you what these Rotten Tomato ratings are, let me just be the one to tell you that's fucking high.
That is very high.
That is high, especially for a movie with as much weirdness and loopholeness going on. That's really high, man. Now, I didn't hate this movie.
No, I didn't either.
And it was interesting, and I actually thought they did a lot of things
I binge
right.
watch
But
all
I think
of the Godzilla movies and all of the King. Like I watch them in order to watch.
it's a
this.
good franchise.
Yeah.
It's a good franchise for sure, and so are the King Kong
And like,
movies.
don't get me
Actually,
wrong. Like I was totally being a dude, and I was like, oh yeah. Like I enjoyed it, but watching it as a critic, there's only so far that I can go before I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. So 74 and 91. I think I'm a little bit lower than that. Where do you come in on your score for this thing?
As a kaiju movie, which is what this is, I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna give it a 6 because it tried to be more, and it did not do well at that. Hey, buddy,
Okay.
you're not gonna get the bone. Sorry.
He wants it, man. He wants it.
I'm gonna give it a 6
uh,
just because it tried to be more than what it was intended to be. Like it tried to be
Right.
like about like human and like he just wants to be home and all the science and stuff. Like it was so convoluted that I couldn't take it seriously.
Yeah, I feel that. I think I'm pretty much, I think I actually am right there with you. I think I'm going to give it a 6 as well. And for very similar reasons. My biggest downfall with this one just being, dude, like, let them fight. Let them duke it out a little more. It's okay. Like, it's all right. You know, we can handle it. And let one of them actually be a winner. Don't bring in this stupid Mecha Godzilla so they can band together. We don't want that. We want a clear winner and a clear loser. Not this weird gray area.
Also, that was weird using the skull. Like, where did that come from? The skull
that was fucking
has
dumb.
No connection whatsoever.
The skull is creating a telepathic link because the Kadira's head are so far away from each other.
It's a bone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The marrow, Chris. The marrow.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Just
oh, okay. That makes perfect sense. Ding. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It is what it is. That's a 6 from the critic and a 6 from the common man. I think we're pretty safe with those scores. It wasn't horrible, but it definitely could have been better.
Yeah.
You got anything else for Godzilla versus Kong before we jump into our current event for today?
If you like giant monster movies, give it a watch. It definitely, as a whole, the series is entertaining. If anything, it's just entertaining. But if you're looking for something with substance and like hoping that Godzilla versus Kong or any of these movies besides the original Godzilla, the 2014 Garrett Edwards Godzilla, I mean, if you're hoping for that, buddy, if you're hoping for that to be any more than what it is and it's just a giant monster movie, you're not going to get it.
All right, guys, leave a thumbs up, thumbs down. Fair is fair. These reviews always get out of hand. We you love it or hate it. It is what it is. If this is your first time watching Critic and the Common Man and you really like what you have to see, we're sorry, but we'd also really appreciate a subscribe. Obviously, you can see we have like 40 subscribers, so the channel is really small. Leave a comment. The good thing about following a small channel like this is we will interact with you, so leave a comment down below. And if you're one of those scam pages that just tells us some random link or some dating site, even you're getting some interaction.
I have so many viruses because of you guys, but I will keep clicking.
If it even gets you one date, Chris, it'd be worth it. If it even gets you
I'm
one
actually
date.
meeting
guys,
Olga
that's it.
right now, so.
Olga, yeah, I remember her. She's good. All right, guys, Critic and the Common Man, Godzilla versus Kong. We appreciate it. Leave us a like down below. Jump on over to our Instagram. All right, we're out of here. That's it. Chris, you got anything else for today? All right, then so long, everybody. Peace.